Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we are going to work on a couple of bookmarks, the shepherd's hook style, using our SoftFlex Design Challenge Kit Lovebug. Let's turn down and I'll show you what we're going to do. Okay, we have two packages here, one with the smaller size of bookmark and one was the larger size. We'll start with the smaller. So what we're going to do with this one is we're going to have a little red heart, then one of these little gold butterfly, one of our pretty check glass, another butterfly, the black heart, butterfly, another pink one, the butterfly, and a red heart again. Now this little piece here is because I'm not putting a charm on the bottom. This is going to go around the bottom to hold our wire in place. Then we have a couple of jump rings. I should say crimp tubes and a jump ring. Now we just need to get some wire out and we'll string this baby up. So anyway, oh, you can't see that, can you? Let's move her up so you can see what I'm doing here. So we got the red, the butterfly, the little other heart, another butterfly, black heart, little heart, butterfly, heart, and then our little stopper bead. So that's what it's going to look like. And there's our two crimp tubes. So let's get our pink rhodochrosite out. Nope, sorry, it's pink tourmaline, not rhodochrosite. I have both colors, but this is the one we're using. So I want to cut my wire about, a couple of inches longer than I think my bead strand should go. I cut it at least as long as my stick, probably as long as my stick plus an inch, because I do not like fighting with things. So we'll put that aside. And the first thing we want to do is get on one of our crimp tubes, and then our little stopper bead, and then we'll go through our crimp tube and pull our wire up. Now we want our little stopper bead to be right there at the end. So there it is. And now make sure our wires aren't crossed. Now this probably will not stay at the end. It will turn itself to one side or the other, and that's fine, because you really can't stop it from doing that. So now we want to get our crimp tube in and just crimp it here at the end. And just keep going around in a circle till you get that little bead forms. So there we go, that's on. Now we're just going to feed our beads up just as we have them here. So we're going to start with our little red one, and we're going to try and get it to go over both wires, if it will. Come on, baby. There it goes. Fought with me and then went on really easily. So there's our first one with our little red bead, and then we'll just go up the line and put the beads on how I have them laid out here. Now you're probably going to see a little wire through there, and that's fine, between the hearts and things. It's not going to be a lot, but even if it were quite a bit, this is a really pretty color and it matches this bead really nicely. So come on, baby. and our last bead. And so you can see that it's going to, once I crimp it, it's going to hang down just a bit. So it's going to be not quite as long as my blank, but close enough that it's going to look pretty good. Now I prefer mine to be relatively close to the length of the blank. I'd rather have them be a little, they can be a little shorter or a little longer, but I prefer them to be close to the length. So now I've already put a jump ring on here, so we will go through that and then through our crimp tube. Oh, you want to be difficult, do you? And then through our red bead. Come on, don't fight with me so much. Well, let's let the crimp tube go up the wire a bit, and that will give me a little more control down here. So then we'll see if we can get this red bead to go on here. It should. The other side went on all right, so let's see. There we go. And then I'm also going to go through the butterfly. So we'll push the red bead up here and then get the butterfly on. Come on, butterfly. And then I'm going to start working this down. There we go. Now, your jump ring will work like a fulcrum, and it will help you pull the beads down if you let it do so. So now just once you've got that done, give your oops, I think I may have given it more than I wanted to give. No, it's not bad. So then just crimp. And now I did an ugly crimp, so I'm going to have to get down here and see if we can't repair that. Now sometimes it's easier when you're crimping to not have it hooked to your wire yet. I mean to your blank. And so I probably shouldn't have, but I did, so. Okay, I think that'll work. Let's give it a tug test. Because I've worked this so much I might crack it, but it doesn't appear to. The SoftFlex crimps are extremely strong. There we go. Cut that off. First one's done. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed making that one. Now let's dump these ones out over here and work on this one. There we go. Now what we're going to do with this one is we're going to put this baby here. And we're going to put this big one in the middle. And then this one goes up here with one of the small, then here, the butterfly, the green one, this bigger guy here, green one, butterfly, ladybug, little daisy spacer, and this one with our little stopper bead down at the bottom. So it's going to look like that. Isn't that going to be pretty? And then of course we have our 2 jump rings, and we'll need to cut our next set of wire. I think that I actually think I'd rather have the little butterfly down here below the ladybug, like so, and this up here, and so the same up on this side with the daisy spacer here and the little butterfly here. Give a little bit more separation between the flower and the butterfly. So let's get our wire cut. That's more than enough there. So we'll just cut that off, re-verify. Oh, we got quite a bit more than we need. I only want about 1 inch extra on either side. So that'll do about right there. So now we put our first crimp on, and then our stopper bead. Turn our crimp. On she goes. Tighten her up. Oh, come on, you're not anywhere near tight, darling. There we go. Put our crimp into our pliers. Scoosh. Turn, scoosh. Okay, there we go. Looks pretty good. Now we're going to start feeding on our beads just as we have them laid out here. Let's see if this will go on to 2 wires will go on to our little purple flower. I'm not sure they will. And that looks like, oh, maybe. Let's see. Will you, baby? No. So we'll trim this off right at the crimp here. Slide your pliers, your flash cutters right down the wire till it hits the crimp tube, and then just snap it off. And that way it's very, very close, and your bead will cover up any roughness. So now we'll just go up the line here. So we'll go butterfly, ladybug. Now I'm having the ladybugs face the flower, even though I'm having the butterflies go up and down. And the same with the green leaves. The bigger part is going to be towards the flower. Aren't these pretty flowers here? That hole looked a little smaller even than the one on the other side. So we put our crimp tube in, go through our ring, and since we already know that's not going to go through the flower, we'll just let it run right beside it. And I think it looks pretty good right there. Let's see if we can get it down just a hair's breadth more. So as soon as we get this where we want it, and I think it's there now, push it down just a hair's breadth, but we do need to give it room for our crimping pliers to go in there. So then we get our crimping pliers in and crimp. And turn. Now this is going to fight with you a little bit because it's going to want to get in your way. It's all right. You'll know what to do. And there we go. Just got to cut this last little bit of wire off. And again, we just slide our flush cutters right up to the crimp tube and then clip her off. And there she is, all finished. Aren't those pretty? So there is our two. Come on, little red heart. I want you to be on the same side. So there are our two bookmarks, one smaller and one larger. Now, all of these beads, every single one of them, except for the stopper bead, was in the kit. However, only the two ladybugs and the two spacers, big spacers, and the two butterflies were in the kit. The leaves and the flowers, all three of them, were from my stash, though I did buy this flower from SoftFlex. So there they are, all finished. Aren't those pretty? Set these sideways so you can see both of them entirely, since this one was a little long. So there we go. Aren't those pretty? So there is the smaller one. Now this red heart has like a gold finish on one side, and then it's bright red on the other side. So that's our littler one. And then the bigger one has the two ladybugs on it. This flower is from SoftFlex. I ordered that one. But the other flowers and the leaves are from my stash. So isn't that one pretty? I really like those. So anyway, this has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and we have been making some shepherd's hook bookmarks using our SoftFlex Design Challenge Kit, Lovebug. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.